I'm really excited for Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals. I just booked my hotel room a little while ago. 100% set for it. Everything's, for the most part, packed up. I got my clothes, which my wife just packs for me anyway, just throws it all in. And yeah, I got my 2 bags full of cards. And it's cool because, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there's also Pokemon Nationals happening in Columbus, Ohio. And they actually have my Pokemon deck right here. They actually have it so you can sign up on Thursday. Day one's Friday, I believe. So basically, I'm just gonna sign up, get all the swag, play a little Pokemon, and then from Columbus, Ohio, shoot over to Pittsburgh, where I'll play in pre-register for Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, the real card game event. But I do like playing Pokemon, and I just recently got back into it, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have Charizard Restaurant. Try hard over here. Listen, guys, the market is really moving around for the most part. We've seen a lot of cards go down in value. I saw in the market watch yesterday with Dark Neostorm, a lot of values decreasing, like no material. Kind of guessed that one. But we're seeing a lot of other cards maintain value. Cards in which have maintained value throughout this whole time. Some cards went up a little bit higher. Some cards kind of went lower and are good prospective buys. Cards like Invoked Mechaba. Guys, before I begin with the rest of the market watch, I just want to say, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. And if you have any questions for the end of my next market watch, type in #PPV, and I'd love to answer it at the end of my next market watch. Right now, guys, we have Invoked Mechaba. This is a secret version from Fusion of Forces, the highest version. The market price has that at $5.69, and we're seeing it roughly around that price point, roughly around $5 to almost $6 for secret rare Invoked Mechaba. I keep getting asked, maybe I'm gonna say once a month for the past year, actually, since I've been doing market watches, of hey V, should I go in and get Invoked? Should I go in and buy Invoked? Should I go in and buy Invoked? And I for the most part, I've been pushing it aside or saying a specific card you might want to consider buying. But looking at it right now, Invoked Mechaba, a card that used to be like $30, being at $5 to $6 is actually relatively cheap, and I would highly recommend you go in and grab the Invoked engine. I mean, it depends on your invocation, which one you want. There's a secret rare invocation, you see it over here for about $9. It also came out super rare, which is roughly around $5, but my favorite one is obviously the ultimate rare one, and that's at $26 from OTS 1 Pack 6, and this is the one I kind of like the most. With invocation, you just need to really pick up 2, you don't need 3, so it kind of stays a little bit there, but that's if you want the ultimate rare version. But going back to Invoked, it's relatively cheap as a deck core right now. You got Kraken, well, for Pfeiffer's, which is the second highest card and third highest card in the set, but nobody really cares about that. And after that, and the card, by the way, it's around $4. And after that, everything just goes low in value. Cards like Invoked Raging, which used to be a $4 card, we're seeing here roughly around $3. Other cards, like maybe you want to pick up Polymerization, this is actually a really nice one, it's $3. But other cards that you might have to go on page 2 for to look for, it's just relatively cheap. Like I said, guys, Invoked is really, really dirt cheap, and I highly recommend you get it. The next one, by the way, is Purgatrio. It's like $1, $2 for the card. Up next, guys, we have Raid Raptor Tribute Elanius, a card in which came out in Wing Raiders, solo printed in Wing Raiders, and it has a $10 value. And we're seeing it over here for roughly that price point, $10 to $11 for Raid Raptor Tribute Elanius. Once again, this is a card, Raid Raptors are doing nothing. I'm not sure if there's any Raid Raptor support that's going to maintain the card's value, but I really easily see this card getting reprinted, and wouldn't be surprised if it does. And if that was to happen, this card would go way down in value. So you have this card, you might want to consider unloading it. A good card that nobody's really looking at right now is Bujin Kakasuchi. Ultimate Rare, came out Shadow Specters. It's $2 in the market, and when you look over here for unlimited versions, it's roughly around $2. As far as the first edition versions, it's about $3 to $4 for first edition Bujin Kakasuchi. Did it come with Ghost Rare? I actually kind of forgot already. Oh, it's Secret the highest. Okay, so Secret Ultimate Rare is the highest version. Yeah, this card's really cheap right now, and I highly recommend you go in and grab this. We're seeing a lot of old Ultimate Rare cards get bought out, and ultimately it's going to make its way to this card, Bujin Kakasuchi, and it's going to go hit some dumb numbers. It's going to do as we saw with previous Ultimate Rare. So I would highly recommend you grab this before it gets sold off the market. I personally have a Bujin core. I'm a big fan of Bujins. Bujins and Zodiacs, Bootiacs, and I have the whole deck for high rarity, and for the most part, the deck was relatively cheap to buy high rarity. Cards like Bujin Kakasuchi being $3, it's kind of a no-brainer. Then you got other cards like Amorphage Lechery, a card in which was hitting some crazy numbers, and then looking here in the market, it's barely holding on at $3. It's about $2.62 in the market price. Unlimited version is about $2. First version, same thing, about roughly around $2 for Amorphage Lechery. Now, the other ones are still money. Where's Sloth? I just saw it. Here it goes. Sloth's still money from Shining Victories. It's about $12, and we are seeing it here in the market roughly going down to about $11. But, I mean, right after that one sells, it would hit back up to $12 for Sloth. If you're looking to play this in Pendulums, It's more of a tech choice, not like a needed card, but a card that if you want to have the option, is a good option to have. Yeah, it's about 12 bucks, 11, 12 bucks for this card. It's a pretty good pickup, to be honest with you. Up next, we have Pain Painter. Came out in Generations 4. So I've been talking about this card for a while. Very sporadic, but nevertheless, original print Secret Rare came out at Generations 4. Secret Rare. Market price is about $8.47. And then we look at over here, and it's just about bought. There's only one page left. And look at the numbers, guys. You got a guy with 4 sales, but he's holding it roughly around 11. Another guy has about 11. The page bombs out with it being $38. These are all solo listings, by the way. This, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After 6 listings sell, this card hits about $35 for Pain Painter. Yeah, I don't know why either, but still, it's a card. It's gonna be worth money. Then we have other cards coming out in just random stuff like Dark Illusion that just have great potential. I think Dark Illusion is a great set in general. Looking at it, I've always said I like Dark Illusion because I want to pick up the spellcaster stuff, but now we're starting to see that stuff rise, like Dark Magical Circle and Magician Navigation, but it's gonna go higher, by the way. It's low right now, but it's gonna go hit some even higher numbers as we move forward. Yes, these both came out as reprints, the Secret Rares, and I believe it was a Megaton set. I understand that, but these are still gonna go higher, and I really recommend if you want to pick up Magician stuff, if you want to be a collector, you're gonna want to grab these and put them aside. Get the original prints over the Megaton versions. Looking at cards like Dark Magical Circle, which is about $5, which is around its market price. The other versions aren't too far from that. So the Megaton version is about $2. The Legend and Dragon deck version is like $1, and the Dual Power Ultra Rare is 40 cents. It's not far from $2, 40 cents to $5. And if you're gonna buy into Dark Magicians, if you're gonna make a Max Rare Dark Magician deck, or get like a Dark Magician core, you gotta get the Dark Illusion version. That's the best version to pick up. Then we have another card like Hidden City, a card that has a $25 market price. Used to be $30. And then we're seeing it here roughly around $24. You see it all over the place for $24 for Hidden City. I think Guru Control is still a great deck. I think it's still a 1.5 deck. I really do think that. But what we're seeing here is with Hidden City is Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are just not buying into this card. Why put money into this card when you can have other cards for other decks? You can with Pendulums, and of course you're way less than Guru Control, and give you roughly around the same result as far as competitive play. Not saying Guru Control is bad or too expensive. There's way more expensive decks. It's just the money you're putting in, you're not getting the right value. And I find with Hidden City, even though it's a great card, and even though Guru Control is a phenomenal deck, it's an expensive card. And I think Konami knows this, and they're going to be reprinting this card relatively soon. Whether it's a Megaton random reprint, maybe like a promo, that'd be kind of cool, or most likely it's a Bow's Legends Secret reprint. I feel like this card's inevitably going to be reprinted. Also, if they reprint this card, hopefully reprint up Nemesis Archer and give Guru that rarity upgrade that it desperately needs. Up next, guys, Nirvana High Paladin. Another card that came out in Dark Illusions. Card has a $6 market price, but look at over here. It's about $8 for Nirvana High Paladin. The card's seeing no play, and I really don't know why it's going high in value. But if you have it with this card, yeah, it's not 6, it's 8. And not slowing down. It's even slowly going up higher in the market. Next, Photon Sanctuary. This card, I don't understand why this card maintains any value, to be honest with you. The premium collection 10 from 2012, the Secret version, is like $6 in the market. The Mosaic Rare, it's about $5. And the common version, it's also at $4 for this card. And you would think this card that, you know, is a trash card that just has high value and won't sell. I've had tons of these, and they all I have no more anymore. And I had tons for Photon Sanctuaries, and they have all sold. I don't know why, but they just are selling. Then we have Madoka Queen Tiramisu. Now, I think all the Madoka is going to get a reprint. I think it's kind of silly to think that cards coming out of Abyss Rising and the other set, which name I forgot, where is it? Abyss Return of the Duelist, are going to just not be reprinted, even though they're getting new support. I think it's kind of silly to think that. I obviously think Madokas are going to get that reprint, and all of them. With that said, look at Madoka Queen Tiramisu, Ultimate Rare coming out of Abyss Rising. It has a $17 market price, but it's sold out. Just about sold out. Let You Play Unlimited in 28s. The near mint's about 30s. The Let You Play first editions are $43. The near mint first editions are also about $43 as well. This card is just going higher in value in the market, and I'm not even. It's just kind of like hot potato right now with Madoka Queen Tiramisu. I would recommend you get rid of this card as fast as possible, because when the reprint's announced, this card tanks in value. It doesn't just become like $1, but it still goes down heavily from where it is. This is the highest we're going to see it at. Next, Power Duality. A card which was $50 and I wanted 3 ofs. It has a $78 market price, but it's still going higher than that. We're seeing a Lightning Play Unlimited hit about $83 and a Neiman version hitting at $87 for this card. It annoys me because I really want 2 ulti dualities. They look gorgeous. Eventually I'm just going to buy. I'm going to bite the bullet and overpay for this card. I know I'm going to pay a lot of money, but it really is a nice ultimate rare card, and I think that, you know, it's really nice. When we look at the other versions, like Cigarette Power Duality from Duelist Revolution, we kind of can see what could happen with Power Duality moving forward in the future, as it's slowly going higher in value. Looking at Cigarette Power Duality from Duelist Revolution, has a $22 market price. But we're seeing over here, Lightning Play Unlimited hit about $31. First editions are about $35 for Power Duality. Now, this is Power Duality, a card in which has been printed to all hell. It's all these reprints. There's about 2 pages. And when we go look at Power Desires, it's kind of going near that. I think Power Desires sees way more play than Duality for the most part. Looking at Power Duality from Dark Illusion, the secret version has a $24 market price. And we're seeing here at $17. All over the place, by the way. $17 for Secret Power Desires. And I think it's going to go higher. Looking at the 2017 Megaton version, it's about $3. It got reprinted as a common. Wouldn't be surprised if this comes out Ultimate Rare. I've been saying it forever. Every time there's an Ultimate Rare, an OTS that comes out, I have like a couple of picks. It's like Abyss Dweller, Ash Blossom Joy Spring, and Power Desires. That's a no-brainer bombshell OTS release. And if Konami did that for OTS 11 and made super rares like Madoches, well, that makes a lot more players go to a lot more locals to play a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh! And Konami makes a lot more money. See how that works? We also have cards like Fire Formation Tanky, a card on which I think you should be selling right now. I had 3 Ultimate Rares and I got rid of them. I bought them at 18 to 20s, I think, roughly around that price point. I unloaded them. Looking at Fire Formation Tanky has a $46 market price. And checking over here, guys, it's about $55 for a Tanky. And that's a lot of money for a card on which is doing nothing, but the card value is only increasing based on hype. Get rid of your Fire Formation Tankies right now. It's just not needed. You just don't even kind of want this card in your possession. I know people are very excited about the new stuff coming out, the new Brotherhood stuff. I get it, but we're not having it out tomorrow. We're not having it on the next set. We're not having it even after the ban list has been released. It's just not coming out for a good amount of time. And for this card to maintain a $55 price point, and for someone to justify holding 3 of these, it's not realistic. I think this card needs to be sold as fast as possible. The value of Ulti Tanky is going to go down, guaranteed. Up next is Skill Drain, coming out of Turbo Pack Booster 8. Has $34 in the market. We're seeing it hit about 31s. I'm just going to say real quickly, if you have this, you sell this. If you think you're going to hold this and it's going to maintain some kind of weird value, you're out of your mind. We're getting an ultra rare version of Skill Drain coming out as a Lost Arts promo. All you got to spend is about, I don't know, $30 on Yu-Gi-Oh product, and you get yourself a same Skill Drain. It looks just like this, except it has Lost Arts alternate art promo, alternate art on the card. I think it's horns, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, that's a much better version of the Turbo Pack Booster 8 Skill Drain. It's a no-brainer. This card's going to be going down in value, and if you're holding this card, you're just holding value that's just dropping overall. Next, guys, we have Fables. Now, I'm slowly showing you guys deck cores. I'm going to eventually do a deck core market watch. It'll probably be about 2 or 3 videos, because it's a really long video to talk about all these deck cores and what I think, which ones are good to get, and which ones I don't think you should touch with a 10-foot pole. But one of my favorite deck cores is Fables. I just think Fables are a great deck. I think they have great potential. I always thought they had great potential. I own 2 versions of this. I own the Duelist Revolution version. I own the original print version that's not dual tournament, basically. Like Duelist Revolution Fable Ravens, Secret Rares, that were like $2 less than a year ago, and now we're hitting almost near $5 for this version of Fable Raven. And then I also own the Dual Terminal 7 version, which is dirt cheap right now. It's about $2 for DT7 Fable Ravens. And then of course it has other prints, but we don't care about that one. I think the Fable archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh is huge, and I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players tend to forget about it because it's been forever since it was relevant. Looking at the most expensive cards, you got like Fable Crush being roughly around $6.50 to almost $7. Soul Kiss hitting about $5, which is, by the way under its market price. We have Fable Grimrow, which a couple of months ago was about $10, is now half that. It's at $5 for a dual terminal Fable Grimrow. Hopefully Ultimate Rare in the future. But I think Fables have phenomenal potential. I think they're a great deck core, and I know they're dirt cheap right now. And if you want to pick up a deck core for like really pennies on a dollar, I think Fables is going to be the biggest bang for for your buck. I think it's a hidden deck core nobody talks about, nobody knows about, but it's something that I think can really work good with any mechanic in the future of this game. I really do like this deck a lot, and I wouldn't have bought 2 full versions of this deck if I didn't think it was going to be good or profitable in the future, or even playable, because I'm going to keep my DTs and sell the other prints as well, because DT version of this deck just looks really nice. Then we have Effect Failure. Now, I talked about Ultimate Rare Effect Failure on the Mark Watch a couple of days ago. You can check that video back there. But Effect Failure from Duelist Revolution, the Ultra Rare, it's kind of money. And I really didn't know how much money until today, really. Looking at Effect Failure Ultra Rare from Duelist Revolution, it's about $12.50 in the market. And we see on limited versions hit 10s. But when you move over to see first edition versions, they're roughly around $14 for Ultra Rare Effect Failures, which is kind of weird, being the fact that other versions, like the Duel Saga version, is just stabilizing. It hasn't really changed its price point. It had a crazy buyout a couple of months ago, and now we're seeing roughly stay around $10 for the nicer Ultra version. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Duel Revolution's original print, I love first edition original prints. I'm a big fan of that. But Effect Failure Duel Saga is just way better. It's just a better Ultra Rare overall. And if you guys have Duel Saga cards that work on TCG Player, you would be able to see the difference between Duel Saga Ultra Rare and any other Ultra Rare. It just has like a nice overlaying foiling on the cards, which makes them last longer and look better. And the colors pop out more. It's definitely something good for Yu-Gi-Oh players, especially competitive players, that will pay that high dollar amount for those kind of cards. Then we have Mystical Ref Panel, I should say. Came out in Duelist Revolution, has a $9 market price, and unlimited version is about almost near 10s. As far as first edition version, it's about $11 for this card. Mystical Ref Panel is kind of money. It's kind of always been money, but to see it be at this much, it's pretty crazy. It might be $1 buying special if you can find it in your locals. Guarantee stoners aren't looking at Mystical Ref Panel going, that's a money card. I guarantee that's not happening. Also, before I begin with the comment question of the day, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. The channel's been growing exponentially. Also, I sell on TCG Play, if you guys don't know. My TCG shop's Insomnia TCG. I get that question asked a lot, and I guarantee you people are going to forget and ask it in the future, whatever. But Insomnia TCG on the marketplace. I'm just about had it with Magic the Gathering players. And if you're a fellow store owner, you probably know. If you are a fellow Yu-Gi-Oh player who sells Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe even Pokemon, you know, Magic players have gotten me up to here. My feedback rating is like 95%. I think, or 97%, something like that, and I've only gotten -% only from Magic players. And I just want to know, guys, comment down below in this video if I'm different, if I'm the only one, or maybe if it's happened to you guys. I would love to know and love to hear your stories about people who are, people you got to deal with on TCG Player, because I deal with a lot on TCG Player, people, as far as selling cards. All right, so the comment question today comes from Hammer. He says, #V. What do you think Konami can do to make speed duels worth more time for the players? I have like 20 plus rare Speculative from Dimension of Chaos, and those are dirt cheap. I have friends at the card store that complain that they only have a 2-round Swiss tournament because most players at our locals are either more interested in the standard game or smart enough to realize that you are essentially buying text on a card and see no reason to buy into it. And our store gives 5 OTS packs for entering. 5 times, which they really shouldn't do, but whatever. I personally think the problem isn't the format, because it's really fun. But I think Konami, if Konami lets people play in tournaments with cards that are specifically speed duel printed, it would open up the format for literally everyone. Love the market watchers, keep the great work. Well, I really appreciate Paisano Heimer. Let me tell you something right now with speed duels. Konami's never gonna allow us to play original cards with speed duel cards. I know, I hear that all the time. It's the number one complaint I get. I totally get it. Konami needs to make money off speed duels, and they can't make money by having us go after older cards. They're gonna make speed duel cards, and that's the end of it. You could complain about it, you could freak out about it, you could scream, rip your hair out. Konami's not going to change this. It's just not gonna happen. Get it out of your head. Once you move past it, it's easy to move forward on speed duels. That's the way I say it. That's the way I see it, and that's what I say to all my customers. Because I get a lot of guys going, I have, like you said, Speculative. I have Speculative. Why can't I play those? Because they're not speed duel legal Speculative. And I know it's stupid. Trust me, I get it. It's stupid. But from a company standpoint, from Konami, it makes a lot of sense. Think about it. Let's say you have this thing like speed duels that you feel is going to be really big in the TCG. Let's just say that, okay? And obviously, it started off slow, almost to a snail's pace. But let's say you have something that's going to be huge in the TCG for Yu-Gi-Oh! You have Constructed, then you have speed duels. Well, if it's going to be huge, why give a good thing for free? They're gonna charge, and I even though I personally don't like it myself, I understand why they're doing it. They're a company. They need to make profit on this. And this is what they're doing. Now, as far as what can Konami do to make Speed Duels worth the time, I've been saying it constantly, and I'll say it again. Give Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that play Speed Duels a chance to play in competition at a regional level to get their invite for nationals, not for Speed Duel nationals, not for anything else that's Speed Duels. As far as like Speed Duel Worlds, I don't think the game is even kind of close to being big talk about Speed Duel Worlds. But giving Yu-Gi-Oh! Players a chance to play at regionals and they scrub out early can earn their regional invite by playing in Speed Duels. Well, that'll make Yu-Gi-Oh! Players join Speed Duels tomorrow. Every Yu-Gi-Oh! Player will have a Speed Duel deck along with their main deck, and the reason will be simple. I could play in the Speed Duel event. I could play in regionals. If I get wrecked in regionals, I just go play Speed Duels. And if I get my invite with Speed Duels, well, it's the same thing as the regionals, except I did it quicker and I did it more efficiently. And Speed Duel decks cost dirt cheap. And I'm gonna have a video coming up soon showing you guys one of my Speed Duel decks and showing you how dirt cheap it actually is. You can buy a Speed Duel deck for about 20 bucks, and maybe some of you that might be a lot of money. But some of you also have kind of max rarity cards and put tons of money in Yu-Gi-Oh! Travel to Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. So I'm going to say not everyone is going to have issues with affording Speed Duels. And I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, even on the budget level, you say $60 for a budget deck, they'll go, whew, that's a good budget deck. And let's be honest with you, that deck's missing some cards though. But when you take that same $60 and you go take a third of that and put it for Speed Duels, well, that sounds a lot nicer. And you said 5 OTS packs for entering. I think Konami definitely needs to increase the price support for Speed Duels to make it more alluring. I totally agree with that 100%. I think Konami needs to make full-size playmats instead of the Speed Duel playmats, which are like half a playmat, which, oh, I had one around here somewhere, which is half a playmat. I think that's a silly one. I think a full-size playmat with the Speed Duel icons looks infinitely more cooler, adds more room for artwork. It just looks better, and Konami could definitely promote that game, promote that format better. And like I said, as far as making Speed Duels more alluring, move sets. Bring us more sets. What we're seeing here is Speed Duel starting out being dead, and then we're getting more sets in, and now it's being more fun. We have about 5 decks in the meta right now, and I feel like as we move forward, we're going to have a lot more decks in the Speed Duel meta, including to the point where in Speed Duels, we're going to be having our own ban list. So I'm excited by Speed Duels. I really am. I'm looking forward to playing in it. Hopefully the Speed Duel Nationals at NAWCQs this year. I've been told that we have Speed Duel Nationals this year, but then I looked around, I can't find nothing about Speed Duel Nationals, and I want to play in it. Actually, I'm really excited, looking forward to playing Speed Duels. And I know a lot of people were like, ugh, Speed Duels, V, what are you talking about? I'm telling you right now, it's really good. And if you give it a shot now, I think you will enjoy it way better instead of when Speed Duels first came out. Anyway, I really appreciate your what you said, Hammer. Thank you so much, guys. Like I said, definitely check out Speed Duels if you haven't checked it out already, and definitely come on and see me over at Nationals. Come over and say hi. I'll be running around the whole event, probably sweaty a lot. Working on my fanny pack with my Yu-Gi-Oh deck in it, and I really would love to welcome to say hi to all you guys and hang out with you guys at Nationals. So definitely come over and say hi to me. I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It's your boy V, and you paisanos.